Meow. Right, meow.
Yeah.
The stream is live.
The stream is live. We are living stream.
We're
Welcome
here.
everybody to Star Trek Epoch. Uh, I am joined by a magical cast of crazy beings ready to travel the universe and galaxy and star systems and explore strange and odd new worlds and times. But don't let me tell you about it. I'm going to let them tell you about it because pretty much all of them have their own things that I would like for them to share and promote and talk about. So, we are going to just kind of go around the table real quick, being that this is episode 1. And I'd like you to just kind of tell us about yourself, any shows that you would like to talk about that you are also a part of, and then a little bit about your character before we dive into the craziness that is Star Trek. So let's go in ascending rank order, and I will start with Lieutenant Junior Grade Ariana Rin, aka Linen and Spice, aka Juniper. Take it away.
Hello, I am Juniper. I'm Linen and Spice, most places on the internet. What do you want me to talk about? Okay, how about I talk about the Moonstone Matriarchy, which is a game that is on Saturdays over on D and Denial's Twitch channel, and it's an all-female D&D 5e game where we're basically a group of women who started out worshipping the moon goddess, but pretty much every single one of us has had a crisis of faith because she's not really who she says she is. And yeah, one of us has just about come to terms with the fact that she probably has to marry an archfey in our quest to save the world. So that is coming up. Come watch us on Saturdays. Oh yeah, tonight I am playing Lieutenant Ariana Rin, Lieutenant Junior Grade. She is a Trill who is joined. She was joined in her final year of Starfleet Academy. Prior to that, everything was done by the book with her, but at the time of her joining, she kind of realized that not everything needs to be done quite so straight and narrow. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. I'm digging it already. So good stuff. Good stuff. Next on our lovely character list, that'd be Lieutenant Mokosh.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Em. I will be playing Lieutenant Makosh, Chief of Security. She is a Cardassian, and essentially, I was inspired to make her by listening to When You're Good to Mama from Chicago, the musical. She is essentially very dedicated to her duty, but she also has a strong tie to her homeland of Cardassia, and if anybody doesn't really align with those morals in her eyes, she sees them as lesser, and that she obviously is better than them because she's from Cardassia and she believes in that. Why else would anybody deny her? She's pretty fun. I'm very excited to play her. I have been listening to her bad bitch playlist that I made for her pretty much all day.
So when you're good to Mokosh, Mokosh is good to
Mokosh
you.
is good to you, exactly.
Nice.
I am also in a tabletop roleplay group called Magical Miss. We stream on Twitch every Tuesday, and we finished our first campaign playing an original story from the Glitter Hearts, using the Glitter Heart system, and we're now taking on a Winx Club inspired campaign where we are playing as the children of the Winx girls from the original lovely Y2K cartoon. It's incredibly fun. It's incredibly dramatic. It's very fun. And we stream every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we are also coming up on our 2-year anniversary where we will be streaming on the 24th essentially a Bridgerton AU of our first campaign, which is going to be super duper fun. So you should absolutely check us out.
I'm going.
It's going to be great.
That sounds amazing.
Yes.
Links are being posted up in our Twitch chat, so make sure to head over there. And if you are just listening or catching us on YouTube post live, the links are provided in the YouTube description. So click down there as well. Next up on our amazing cast of players. We have Lieutenant Commander Vetty, which some of you may know from the first time I ever tried to stream a Star Trek Adventures game. So, Vetty, take it away.
Hello, I'm Crow Stark Maven. You can find me pretty much almost every other game here on on Shattered Tabletop. Just about. I have no self-control. And also you can find me on TikTok, probably a few other places, YouTube as well. Also Crow Stark Maven. And yeah, I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Vetty. Although she is a little bit older than she was last seen with the Venture. And she's just not ready to stop yet. She's just still gonna go. Moving ever onward, refusing to settle down.
You know, that Vulcan has a problem. She's out of control.
Yeah. Always.
I love it.
She's never in control. Or, well, no, actually.
Well, I believe there's a speech floating around on the TikTok of the last time Vetty was in control of anything. So we'll just have to check that out.
Oh, yes.
Last but absolutely not least, the one keeping the crew together or keeping them in stitches, we have the good doctor played by Mouse. Mouse, take it away.
Hi, I'm Mouse, Rage Mouse with an X on wherever things are on the internet that you would be able to find me. I play in the Newark by Night Chronicle, which is a dark comedy set in the World of Darkness game. And it is not what you would expect from a VTM, so I highly recommend checking it out. We are hilarious. I mean, you will be in tears laughing sometimes. My cast is just so freaking funny. And we love tormenting our poor storyteller, Jeremiah McCoy. And you can find us over on Basics of the Games Twitch, which I will put in the chat. I am playing a half human, half Klingon doctor with a rough childhood, you might say. And she is from the early 29th century and is going to probably, I think, be from a point in Star Trek canon that has not been used. So I get to use all this amazing Star Trek knowledge that I have way too much of to just play and have fun with all you guys.
Yay! Nice.
I love it. A Klingon child with a rough childhood? No way.
Never.
No way. That never happens.
Just more at 11.
More at 11.
Never.
I love it. I love all of it. This is going to be a crazy, crazy campaign. I can tell already. As you can see, we've got a hodgepodge crew put together, so this is going to be good. We are definitely unpredictable on this show. So couple quick things for Shattered Tabletop Games. Firstly, I'm Arcmaster Ray. I am Shattered Tabletop Gaming on the TikToks. You can follow us on the Facebooks and the Instagram. I might need roles from chat, and by might I mean I will. And so at some point I'll be calling out for roles. You just for this particular game, I'm going to need you to type !D20, and that should pop up a role. There is a slight timer on it, so if you put your command in there right after somebody else, it may not work right away. So just give it a few seconds and then try it again, and it'll go through. Even if you just kind of roll for fun, I'm going to scribble that number down, and I will probably use it later in the game. So, keep them coming. The longer you hang out and chat, you'll earn channel points, and you can claim rewards with those that do all kinds of crazy stuff, either against me or against the players or just to the game in general. We do have a reward on there called Potency Flux, and what that does is think of the most absurd wild magic table to have ever existed. So if you claim that, I will roll on the table and leave it to the RNG fate. It could be anything. So yeah, we'll have fun with that.
That's good to know.
Exactly. Oh, there you go, Tofu. Thank you for the basics of the game link. All right, we're going to roll an intro. We are going to be right back after that and kind of jump into the game, which I have done zero prep for, but whatever.
Yay! It's okay. You've got me.
Yes.
It's fine. What is we're fine.
What is, I'll take we're fine for 500, Alex. All right. See you all in about 46 seconds. What's absolutely funny about that intro is that for the doctor, I did not have your name at that point. So I put a placeholder name in there, and that was the intro that just played. We make sure to. We're professional around here,
Yeah.
I didn't even see it, so it's fine.
Right.
Sad
Going,
trombone.
space, the final frontier. These are the voyages.
All right, so I'm gonna email out a script, and I'm gonna need each of you to read one particular line in your silliest voice, and that'll be our new intro.
We can do that.
Silliest voice.
Klingon in a room full of helium. This is the greatest.
Yes.
All of my dreams have come true.
If we did something like that, every Trekkie in the world would be watching our show.
Oh,
They'd
for
be
sure.
like, they have Klingons on helium. I gotta see this.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, yeah, there we go. TM, the best marketing strategy ever. We got this.
Mhm.
One second here. All right, so we're gonna jump right on into things. I have no idea where to start. Y'all are a crew.
Got
Well,
it.
You're gonna
Really?
be. You're gonna be. We're
I
not
didn't
quite
know
there.
that.
I just got here.
I just work here. So we're gonna start with the lowest ranking member, as we did with the intro.
Fine.
You are in command of a starship. You are sitting in the captain's chair. Just
The
kidding.
fuck?
Just kidding. All right, so what was the last command or your last posting? What was the name of the ship on your last posting?
Look, I don't know if Ariana has had a posting yet. I think she's fresh out of Starfleet Academy.
Baby.
I think
Okay.
she's a baby, like a real baby.
All right. I'm just a baby. Cool. All right, so let's start there. It's graduation day at the academy. Everything's been going pretty well so far, except that there seems to be rumors kind of spreading around that there is a Ferengi causing a little bit of chaos and trouble. No.
Okay.
A Ferengi causing trouble?
More at 11.
More. He's
Look, y'all don't know this Ferengi, but I do.
his his name is Zek, and
Yes.
he seems to be kind of I'm gonna say renowned, but it's more like infamous for looting things around the academy and then putting them up for sale.
Doesn't sound like a Ferengi at all.
Yeah, you know,
No.
totally ethical.
Not.
But what he is most known for is relatively inappropriate comments about lobes. He makes comments about lobes all the time.
Flies
You
at
know,
woman at warp speed.
yeah, he definitely is very fast and loose. He idolizes a certain officer by the name of Riker. Um,
Great. He sounds like a winner.
yeah,
Mm.
but he's
Mhm.
too short to pull off the Riker maneuver, so that's kind of his downfall. After a lovely kind of ceremony of games, so to speak, a few members of your class had gotten up on stage and done various tasks, one of which was the Riker maneuver, in which the entire academy got to watch Zek fail miserably and get shown up by um, a Bajoran with the name of Ezoe. Ezoe? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Zoe. I really
Zoe.
love that you're making Zoe and Ariana have the same class, which means that you knew the drunk doctor.
So the thing with Zoe was that
She didn't drink back then.
she was very much a drinker and very much liked to get the other cadets to drink as well.
For
Um,
science.
for science.
For science.
For
For
science.
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 Makes
For
sense.
science. By the
but-
prophets, it's for science.
Exactly. But it is posting day. It is time to get your first ship. A lot of the cadets are very excited and very happy. You know, the academy is a buzz, as it were. People are running around. Some of them already have their assignments, so they've got their pads, and they're like, "Oh, I've got the Cerritos. I've got the Titan. I've got," and they're just ships flying around. You have not gotten your posting yet. So, what would you like to do while you're waiting for your posting to come in?
Anything but the Farragut. Anything but the Farragut.
I'm gonna go play Domjot with Picard.
Honestly, I think so. The postings, are they? How do they arrive? Is there a postings board? Does someone come and find you with your posting? How does that?
It goes directly to your pad.
Oh, I see. Right.
yeah.
Okay. I think I'm sitting somewhere in a corner, honestly, just nervously looking at my pad and just refreshing the thing constantly.
It's like refresh. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, everybody's kind of running around doing their thing. The day wears on. It gets into evening. A lot of the cadets have cleared out. You've seen a lot of the shuttles have already taken off. It's 1,000 and at this point, like, kind of nightfall sets in, and it's basically like you and a few other cadets that are still kind of hanging out in this general area. They're looking more and more upset as time continues on. A few of them are heading back to their dorms, but you still haven't gotten anything.
I think I'll stick it out a little bit longer. Just I'll probably wait until literally everybody else is gone before I give up.
That's fair.
Dedicated. I
Um,
like it.
the dedication. Sorry, I have to.
Ariana's an overachiever. Like this is, yeah.
Oh no.
Poor
So
Ariana.
this is really worrying that she hasn't got her posting yet. Like, what the hell?
So what
Aw.
we're going to do is we are going to set things off with our first roll of the evening. So how this works is I'm going to give you an attribute and a discipline, and you're going to add the two numbers together from your character sheet. So for you, I would like you to give me daring and con. So you're just
Okay.
going to take those two numbers and add them together.
Yep, 13.
All right. And then you're going to roll 2d20 and you're going to try and get lower than a 13.
Equal to or lower, or just straight up lower?
Yeah, equal to or lower.
I got one of them is lower.
Okay, perfect. You're sitting there. Pretty much everyone has, well, at this point, everyone has cleared out. It's kind of just you. And as you refresh your pad just one last time, it does something that you've never seen a pad do ever in the history of ever. It glitches out a little bit.
Oh no.
Like you see the lines kind of go across it, and I love that. You tap the pad a few times, and it does correct itself. But there's still no posting. From next to you, you hear a voice say, "I don't think percussive maintenance is the way to handle that."
Oh, she looks up and drops her pad, kind of in shock. Who's she looking at?
You see a human, relatively nondescript. He's got a little bit of facial hair, short brown hair on top, wearing a uniform you've never seen before. Um, I gotta. So it's a mostly black jumpsuit with like one arm, like the right arm is like um, I'm gonna do it. A velour.
Ooh.
It's blue velour.
Blue velour.
Nice.
The comm badge that they wear, it is very different than any other Starfleet comm badge you've ever seen. It basically is like an oval with pointed ends. I believe I put it on the TikTok, but this is a communicator badge for the temporal
Integrity.
commission. You've never heard of this? I'm just saying it so that you have like an idea in your mind. But you've never seen a person dressed like this before.
I'll pick up my pad, hastily stand to attention. Sorry, sir. I'm just confused as to why my posting hasn't come through yet.
Well, you see, Eddie's. There's no need for all that. You see, yet that's the primary word here. You see, I had a good friend tell me once that it's very human of us to think of time as linear.
I
Time
totally
moves.
understand.
It's kind of hard to explain, to be honest. Honestly, a lot of things in our lifetime are hard to explain. A lot of things are easy to explain. Time is one of those things where it's very hard, but easy at the same time. Time, in and of itself, is a construct, something that we created to help motivate ourselves and keep things on track. But before we had the idea of time, it was aloof. It did what it wanted. It flowed, it ebbed, it changed. And come on, let's face it, in space, everything changes. There's no constant, right? Sure, they taught you that here at the academy.
Well, of course everything changes, but observedly everything changes at a certain rate, and you can track those changes over time, right?
That is true. That is a very, very true statement. I'm with a agency that helps to preserve exactly that. The reason that you haven't gotten a posting is because the commission sees very, very, very bright things for you.
Oh,
I'm here to extend you an offer. A posting aboard the USS Epoch, a time ship in the 29th century.
Time ship.
Time ship.
Time ship.
of course. Yes, of course. What is our mission? What do we do?
It is our duty to preserve, correct, change, basically do whatever is necessary to make sure that the timeline stays as it should. We prevent incursions, we erase incursions. Sometimes we make hard decisions to make sure that this happens. But as I said, the commission sees great things in you and we think you can handle it. And that is why they've sent me here to extend this offer to you.
I appreciate that they have faith in me. I will endeavor not to let them down, not to let you down. It sounds like a very large responsibility, but one that I would love to step up to.
Wonderful. Perhaps I think we've got plenty of time.
Roll
We
credit.
need to. We
That's all
need
we
to
got. It's
bring-
episode 1.
right. That's it. Roll credits. We done.
That's it.
Once we get you on the ship and comfortable, we'll explain a bit more and we'll discuss a tiny little thing called the temporal accords. Something that you'll need to know. It's part of our mantra to uphold them and make sure that things flow smoothly. Thanks, Mouse. But if you don't have anything holding you here, we can head to the ship.
Yes, perfect. I have nothing holding me here. I'm eager to get started.
Fantastic. Well then, he reaches up and he taps his badge. Epoch, 2 to beam up.
Did anyone else hear that noise? I heard the noise.
What
Isn't
noise?
that
I think it was just you.
The tick, tick, tick. I heard it. I heard the chirp. I heard it.
I think
Like I'm really invested, but I'm not crazy. I heard that.
I think you're telling stories. No, yeah. I wasn't sure if it was going to come through or not.
Oh no, it did, and I was like, "Am I crazy? I'm just really invested."
Yeah, I was like, man, this is really immersive. Oh man,
Mm-mm.
this yarn being woven is just really, really nice.
It's velour. All right. So with that, what's up, Blaz? Thank you. We appreciate the bits. The bits. All right. And with that, Lieutenant Junior Grade Rin heads into the future. All right. Next on our lovely roster, Lieutenant Makosh.
Mhm.
What is your posting? What are you doing right now? Set the scene for me.
I have turned on one solitary light in my office, and there is somebody in some kind of shackles sitting in a chair before me, and they look nervous. And
Those damn time bandits.
Makosh smiles and goes, "Darling, I don't really want to put you out, but if you just told me exactly what you did, this would be a lot easier. I really would hate to wheedle this out of you."
I did nothing, and you will never prove that I did anything.
Darling dearest, you were at the commissary, and you were, what was it, pilfering? Some may say? Getting your grubby little mitts in everything? You should know that's highly, highly dishonorable.
It
You
wasn't
know, if
me.
we were back on Cardassia, we could have your head for that. Would you like that? For someone to kill you for stealing something?
That's not how Starfleet works.
Darling, my mind may belong to Starfleet, but my heart belongs to Cardassia. You have two options, my dear. I could let you off with a warning, and, essentially, I will have your abilities to sneak and scuttle like a little mouse, like a little rat around the ship, and you can collect something rather juicy for me, or I can take your left hand. Either one would be delightful for me. But it's your choice, really. That's Starfleet for you, isn't it?
The Cation sits forward and says, "No, Mousy is fine. I'll. What do you need?"
Goody. You see, there's some hot gossip going around the ship, and I would rather like you to, figure that out for me.
Okay.
I've heard that there's going to be some kind of mutiny coming up soon, and I'd really like to quash that before anybody gets any ideas. And my darling, if you even so think as to go back on your word and betray me, you will be thrown out of an airlock.
No, ma'am. No betrayal.
Fantastic. So go stop this mutiny. I believe it was Ensign Rogers who was really starting to get a lot of that going. If you either take his pad or bring him to me, even if you want like a gold star, we could do that. Otherwise, just tell me when he's most vulnerable and I'll take care of the rest. We have a deal?
Yes, ma'am.
Goody. Now off you go. Don't be taking candy from babies again, okay?
No, ma'am. No more sticky paws.
That's right. You go wash those sticky paws, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And he like runs out of the room.
Makosh takes like a deep breath and out of her replicator gets a glass of Kanar and is just like, "Job well done, Makosh. Pat on the back." and takes a sippy.
Oh my god, I love Makosh.
I've been thinking about her a lot.
Clearly.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
It's my new favorite character in all of Star Trek.
Right? Right? It's always the Cardassians.
A Cardassian
Right?
Starfleet on a time ship who's sexy, scary.
Right?
She's all I've ever wanted in life.
Terrifying. But in a like awakening kind of way.
Yes. Yes.
I do believe I might be a little scaroused.
Oh my goodness.
That poor
That's
cat.
weird and horny.
That poor cat.
Yeah.
It is,
Wait,
it
we're
is going to destroy a box later.
We're definitely going to need some merch. Oh my gosh. All
Me
right.
too.
That's just a regular Tuesday for Makosh.
Right. So you
The
turn
merch
around
needs
with
to
your
say-
drink. You're patting your back like, oh yeah, look what I did. Like so awesome of me. And in the darkness of the room, there's that single light that's still on. You see it kind of like intensifies. Yes. Write that down. Write that down.
Write that down.
It's in my notes.
It's
there. It's there. We got it.
Full quotation marks and everything.
Yeah. The light from your lamp begins to intensify and kind of grow more intense, and it splits from one light to two lights to three, and it settles on four.
Does it?
It does.
Oh, no.
And you hear a voice kind of like in the darkness, but like it's pretty bright in here at this point. It's like kind of a dim light throughout the entire room. You hear a voice as someone steps forward wearing, as previously described,
Velour.
the velour, the blue velour.
Velour.
The style.
And he says, well done. Very well done. I'm impressed. I mean,
Darling, your platitudes aren't really necessary, but I do ever so appreciate them. And like Makosh comes in for the European 2 cheek kisses.
I love that. They did say that you were the best in your field.
Again, the platitudes aren't really necessary, as my work speaks for itself. But
It did.
again, I ever so appreciate that. Kanar? Oh, who's this little friend?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty at the moment.
I understand. You're a man without taste. I mean, you're wearing velour.
Well, that's not a choice I made. That's 29th century Starfleet for you.
Oh, indeed. I may be a bit behind the times, but at least I am wearing something breathable.
Indeed. You know, I'm going to cut straight to the chase on this one, as you seem to be an officer of, well, there's no polite way to say it, so I won't. But you seem to be a down to business kind of officer. And, you know, I'm here to present you with an opportunity, with a job, a posting. A posting that is not yet available while simultaneously being wide open for you.
Well, darling, do continue. This sounds rather interesting, but you can't exactly give me no details and expect me to commit to anything.
You know, I've changed my mind. Perhaps I will have that drink.
Makosh kind of like perks up and replicates a glass of Canar for you.
No, thank you very much. I mean, I'm more of a
please,
Andorian whiskey kind of
sit.
person, but this works.
Again, you wear velour and drink Andorian whiskey. You clearly have no taste, but you do have a very interesting proposition for me that I would like to learn a little bit more about.
Absolutely. And he has a seat, and he says, "I'm with the temporal peoples."
The temporal peoples. Sounds
Ooh,
rather official.
this is strong.
The temporal
So you're
I don't know
a
why, like, I cannot remember the I all of a sudden, but
integrity.
so
integrity.
Something
maybe
we
that's
all should have.
should
We're all
theoretically.
good.
So, I'm with the Temporal Integrity Commission, and I was sent
TIC.
here to offer you. See, and I remember the acronym, and I remember T and C, but the I just fleets away. I'm here to offer you a position because you have a very unique set of skills. A set of skills that the commission has been watching very closely and feels would be a great asset.
See, I knew I had been watched recently, but I just thought that the Obsidian Order was turning their ugly heads again. You say temporal integrity. That is, in a way, ensuring that past, present, and future are going as they should, correct?
Correct. The part that I hope would clinch this business deal is that by any means necessary.
Any means.
Takes a sip.
Well, that does sound rather lovely. Would you answer me one question, if I may?
Certainly.
How is Cardassia doing in the 29th century?
Pretty well for itself, actually.
Cardassia Prime is doing well?
Flourishing.
Are you lying to me, dear?
I have no intention of lying to you. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Okay.
We're going to do daring and security.
Where are we? So it's her graduation. So it's like we're in what?
We're in different times, aren't we?
What time is because I'm like I want to say Cardassia might be fine right now. What time is it?
What time is it? No, Cardassia is fine right now.
It was like it's late DS9. I mean, there's some change of leadership going on, but it's not. I mean, the planet's fine.
Yeah.
For Makosha's canon, she fucking hates Galdecott.
Well, I mean, when you cross-dress as a different species,
You know, kind of rough. But daring and security, you said.
I did. Yep.
Splendid. So that is 12. So I just need to roll below a 12?
That is correct. How are you the chief of security with such a low?
My daring
subterfuge has other uses, you know.
and my security is 4. She's just so hot that she can do what she wants. That is the true fantasy, and I got a 9 for one of them.
Okay.
Write that down.
All right. So, with your roll of a 9, you succeed. You notice using your talents. There's no pupil dilation. There's no elevated heart rate. He meets all of the criterion for telling the truth.
All right. I'm in. A quite frankly, I've been very bored on this starship, and essentially stirring up drama and scolding little thieves is not using my skills to their potential. I will be chief of security on your little ship, correct?
Yes.
Good. That is the promotion I deserve.
Rightly so. He
I'm glad you agree.
holds up his glass and ding.
She clinks it and downs the rest of it.
I love that. He stands up and he does the Picard maneuver.
He's got back problems.
Oh.
Well then, if you are prepared to go,
Oh, I mean, yes, but are you prepared? I mean, there is a rather dashing tailor on a local like a local station that we could stop by. You could get some decent clothing.
Wow.
I mean, he's a plain simple tailor, but that's really all you need.
Yeah, that's all. I
I love it.
Mhm.
So many references.
A simple
Eric's
tailor.
my baby. I love him.
need.
Any name dropping I can do for one of my favorite Star Trek characters ever, we will do.
Oh, as we go, I'm gonna drop so many names. It's gonna be out of control.
Right.
I'm so stoked.
I'm gonna be dropping city names, planet names, moons, stations. I'm gonna be making jokes about like not wanting being sent to like station K9. Like, oh.
See, what Mouse doesn't know is that I'm going to be like, okay, so what missions did I send you all on next? And then
I'm gonna like see horrible things coming, being like, why would you send us there? Oh no.
oh no.
Mhm.
Yeah, Makosh has nothing that she's waiting on.
All right, fair enough. He oh, I gotta post this one real quick.
Lego!
Yeah.
So he reaches over and taps his comm badge and Epoch 2 to go. And right before you both beam up, he looks over at you and he says, "By the way, you're going to be wearing this uniform too." And you both
Up with that kind of disgusted look on her face.
So you both get transported to the Epoch.
Luckily, the ship is extremely sexy.
Oh, there we go.
Right?
We'll take
Yeah.
that. As long as the ship is sexy, something's
The
gotta
ship
be.
is sleek and the whole dim light fancy thing.
Oh yeah. If anybody would like to take a moment while just listening to the show and wants to just kind of Google it up and take a look at it, it is the Wells class temporal ship. So, in case you were wondering. But moving on to our next amazing character, Lieutenant Commander Vetti. What is your posting? Where are you at right now?
Well, currently I am on the USS Venture towards what's supposed to be the end of my rounds of, like deployment, I guess. I can't remember certain terms. Excuse me.
Tour.
However, this being towards the end for her, she is not missing out on the chance of continuing her work till the very last day and being the biggest headache to the next science officer for the ship.
Vibes.
In pointing out what all needs to be done and how things work, where all everything is, and to make sure that Captain Tex does not accidentally blow anything up on the ship. Or is it
well.
Admiral Tex? No.
No, it's still Captain.
Okay, yeah. Captain Tex. Just kind of going round the ship, last minute details, taking as much time as you can.
So as you're wandering around, the turnover that is going to be taking your spot for the next shift is a Tellarite, and they're just wandering around because Vedi being a Vulcan and very emotions withheld and controlled. Tellarites are the exact opposite of that. So this Tellarite is following you around with its pad, like typing everything in as you're giving turnover.
Yep.
And periodically they stop and they go, "Why would I enter the pattern buffer that way?"
Trust me, it'll come in handy in the field.
What does hands have to do with fields?
Excuse my term of expression. I've been around a human too long.
Shame.
Yes. Terrible shame. It
All
will
right.
be of great use if you keep the pattern memorized.
Okay, I already knew that, but sure.
Continuing on.
So he just continues to follow you around, like
Yep.
just basically trying to drive you crazy
He's being rude.
without
It's-
trying to drive you crazy.
Just being rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that's Tellarites. They're
Yeah.
just
Oh,
Rude.
yes.
rude.
So rude.
And you get to like the last possible moment. It's kind of like, okay, it's time to leave the bridge now.
Yep. It is.
This particular Tellarite really enjoys percussive maintenance. And
That's not going to cause issues later.
Vedi, you are able to head over to the turbo lift and all of that.
Yep.
And where are you heading?
I'd say probably towards Captain Tex. Give him my official statement of I am officially leaving the ship.
Putting in your
Do
2
not
weeks
blow anything up too much,
Too much. All right.
especially on the ship.
The turbo lift begins to move as you're heading towards Captain Tex. And you're
Yep.
doing that very standard, like standing there, no elevator music, because turbo lifts are supposed to be fast. And it just
It's just really
keeps-
fast music.
It just
Mhm.
it's like taking forever. Like you can feel it's still moving and everything, but this is taking an abnormally long time.
I'm going to take a look at the little terminal on the wall of this turbo lift. Try to piece it together. I've dealt with worse.
Go ahead and give me a daring and engineering roll.
Daring and engineering. Okay, let's see. Daring. Okay. Okay. It's
I like to think
I'll be
Vedi is
11.
like trying to hotwire the turbo lift.
Oh,
Yep. That's 11 total for the engineering and daring. And the lowest I rolled is a 6.
Wonderful.
Good day.
Good day
Good day
indeed.
indeed.
And so the other one die was below a 6, the other was above 11.
No, actually, the other die was at 11.
Okay. So
At 11.
what? Since you only needed one die to succeed, that means that you got an extra, like, hey, cool, good job, you passed. So that creates a momentum token, which goes into the momentum pool. Um, Juniper has so kindly volunteered to keep track of momentum pool this time because I never remember. Um, so thank you for that. What that means is that at some point, if you roll and you fail both dice, you can use a momentum to try and roll again. I forget all of the crazy things that momentum does, but that's the main one. It can also give you an extra die if you want to try and have an extra d20. Like if you really need to succeed in doing something, you can spend a momentum to get an extra d20. So yeah, but the momentum has a few uses. I'll make sure to post that for y'all's knowledge in the Discord, and that way it's like, quick reference. All right, so Vedi, you succeeded. You are hot wiring this thing, and you get the turbo lift to come to a stop on deck 57. When
Not
it
the
does
deck I
so,
need.
nope. The door opens up, and standing in the doorway is the blue velour gentleman. And he
Interesting.
says, "Oh, Lieutenant Commander Vedi, imagine meeting you here."
Pleasure meeting you, though I can't say I know your name.
Oh, how rude of me. I am Captain Kalo Teleno. It's a pleasure
Captain.
to meet you.
Oh my god. The security officer talked like that to the captain.
Oh, that's right! I don't know that, though.
I thought he was just like an underling, like, paper pusher. No, it was the captain. Fine. That's that's good.
That's going to be super fun later.
So fun.
You talk to the boss like you talk to the janitor. Come on.
I feel like that tracks, though. Like,
yeah.
that's
Yep.
yeah. Awkward.
Yep.
He steps onto the turbo lift and looks at the panel, and he goes, "Oh, I forgot. Your science in this time period. May I?"
Of course. I don't see why not.
He just
Betty's
kind
gonna
of like
watch.
he just kind of like holds the panel up and just hits a couple buttons and then lets it fall back down. And the turbo lift closes and continues to move. And he goes, "Oh, I'm not engineering either."
Interesting to note. I'll keep that in mind.
I actually majored in astrophysics.
Oh.
Astrophysics. I can appreciate that. I can really appreciate that. That's one of my focuses.
Heck yeah. So tell me about the Denobulin Nebula. No, so he just kind of like stands there for a second and he goes, "So Vulcans, you're very business, yeah? Like down to business. Let's make this happen kind of thing."
Generally.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't like over explanations, and I definitely don't like long goodbyes.
Oh.
I'll
I've
have
been
to remember
sent
that.
here. I've been sent here by the TIC, or the Temporal Integrity Commission, to recruit you to join us on our ship for a rather unique mission.
Unique. Interesting way to put it.
Somebody, no, that's the Cation looking for Ensign Rogers.
Oh,
Tell me who you work for.
Awful lot of cations on this ship.
Just everywhere. Just,
Invasive.
just all over the place.
they're in the tubes.
They're worse than tribbles.
Yeah.
I don't know where he went.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
we're basically in charge of upholding the temporal accords, and we like to keep things neat, tidy, and well, the commission has definitely been looking for a very qualified science officer for a few missions that we have on our docket that we're actually struggling with a little bit, and we're hoping that maybe with your perspective, maybe we can get these things wrapped up, tie up some loose ends.
Well, it seems like my time here on the USS Venture has pretty much finished up. Consider my time free.
Wonderful. I am so happy to hear that. You have no idea.
No, I do not.
He can just go back in time and try again anyway, so.
Right? This is the 30th time I've been here.
Mm-hmm.
I keep having to go back 1 minute.
Say yes already.
It's like, what'll it take? I brought you a gift basket. I brought you this. What else can I do to make you say yes?
Makoshi was just
In
2
this time
tries.
today.
The first try, he didn't drink, and you said no. The second time, he drank, and you said yes.
You got to accept a glass of Canar. We got to have,
Yeah.
discussions over drinks.
Whatever it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Whatever.
I'm tired of disintegrating the old me every time I have to come back here.
Watching yourself die over and over again really ruins your day.
Yeah.
No.
It really
Fine.
desensitizes a person.
Yeah. It's kind of a bummer.
Oh my gosh. Yep. This is the tone we're going for. This is the chaos.
Yes. This is wonderful.
Oh my gosh. So he says, all right, well, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting that to take longer, but I'm glad that it didn't, because time is a awfully weeble wobbly place. But let's
As a
let's get on out of here. He taps his comm badge and says, Epoch, 2 to beam up, make it happen. And both of you transport out of the turbo lift and onto the whoa.
Transport
onto
pad.
onto the transport pad. Sorry, I thought the captain was coming to get me for a minute there. Stepping out of the darkness.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
I imagine there's like when they leave, there's this automated message that plays that Vetty made prepared for some reason if she had to leave before she could see Captain Tex. It's just an automated message, like video recording of her going, just saying what all was done for the very last day. And she's just like, it's like this long list. It is so detailed. And at the very end,
They can't get it to shut off.
Yeah, you can't.
It won't shut off until it's done.
He's
He's
like,
literally
"Co-
cannot get
computer."
It shut off.
Computer end log. Computer,
just ends,
please make it stop.
Specify parameters.
and
Oh,
at the very
God.
end, it goes, Captain Tex, I am going to use one of your human expressions and wish you well on your further adventures. And to please note, do not blow up the science lab or any other place on the ship. Thank you. And then it ends.
All right.
Beautiful.
It's the best goodbye.
It is.
Yep. It's like the longest like official list of what all she done, and then like simple, do not blow up the ship. Goodbye.
You're like, all right, I'm out.
Yep.
Like, sounds like it was like almost like you are the weakest link. Goodbye. And like,
Yeah.
do not blow up the ship. Goodbye.
All right. So
That's my favorite part.
last here, we've got the doctor. The doctor. So set the scene for me, Dr. McCall. What are you doing right now? What is your posting? Are you stitching somebody up? Are you just relaxing, having a drink? Set the scene for me.
I'm collecting specimens.
Mm. What kind of specimens? Dribble specimens?
No, just some tissue samples and fluids from some people and creatures.
Okay. And
My
are
desk
you
looks like a mad scientist kind of lab where it's just like, there's something that looks sort of like an eyeball in a jar. And
That's awesome. Are you on a ship at the moment, or are you at a star base?
at a star base, yeah. If I'm not already on the Epoch, then yeah, then I'd be on a base.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. All right, so you are, in fact. All right, we're gonna clarify a terminology, a nomenclature right now. Do you all want to call this sick bay or med bay?
Sick bay.
Sick bay simply because of how the show's kind of programmed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because it's like in TOS, it's sick bay, right? And then further on, they do it as like med bay.
Yeah.
It's like in Voyager, it was both. They used both terminology.
Yeah,
It
like interchangeable.
depended on what character was saying it.
Yes.
like- I think like Tuvok and Seven and the Doctor would call it med bay all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But then everybody else would use sick bay pretty constantly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
I'm comfortable with either.
I would
I've heard it both
probably
ways.
as a Vulcan, I'd probably just say med bay.
I don't even know if you would just say med, right? You're like the medical bay.
Yeah, medical.
You're like,
Mhm.
we don't use contractions here.
Yeah,
None of these
We
Acronym.
do not use
Never.
contractions.
shortening.
I require the
slightly
use of
different.
medical. Okay, so yeah, you are on the Epoch already with your crazy test tubes and beakers bubbling away. Everything's going crazy. And the door opens, and in steps the captain. Captain Toleno comes in, and he says, oh my. Doctor, are you okay?
Oh yes, this tooth fell out of the skull of my raccoon. I'm just putting it back in. How can I help you, Captain?
You and those raccoons.
They're rare on Titan. I'll have to.
Well, far be it from me to be a hobby shamer. We have some new members of the crew arriving. I was just wondering if you felt like accompanying me to the transporter room to welcome them to the ship.
Presently. And she would get up and just come right up into your space.
He's like, backs up a little bit. He's like,
You know, she's like
Mine's the
6'4".
I would love that. He is a towering 5'9".
Towering over her desk, maybe. Like she's an Amazonian right now. Like just let's go.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. I am ready.
Um,
Puts her medical tricorder in her belt, and she's like, "All right."
now, are you bringing any of your heritage supplies with you, like your dagger or anything like that?
There is a dagger visibly sticking out of her boot, and she often will apologize when she is dressed down for technically being out of uniform for having a non-approved Starfleet weapon on her person. It's whatever. Thank
There
you.
you go.
Fuck you, Timothy.
Yeah, get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. We
No,
love it.
please stay. I love you. Thank you
Yeah,
for
please,
watching.
please stay. We love you.
Definitely, because he'll spout just as much important
Right.
corrections in canon.
I promise I will try less to kill you in the next Alien game. That's a lie. But anyway,
Our marriage is built on Star Trek, and our daughter is named after aliens. I don't know what anybody should expect from us.
we cross the streams regularly.
It's perfect.
So he kind of looks at your Mekla, and he's like, maybe not show that off just yet.
And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, Captain. She lifts her pant leg, covers the handle, and then pulls the pant leg back down. And it's like, fixed it.
Perfect. And as the two of you start heading out of medical, he, like, in the doors closing, he kind of like, so imagine this is a TV show, the camera's set up in medical, the two of you are walking out the door and like turning to the left, the door is starting to close. You hear the captain ask the doctor or state to the doctor, you know, I'm really thinking about getting a Tribble as a pet. The door opens to the transporter room.
It will have to be sterilized.
We need Bob Barker to talk about spaying and neutering our Tribbles.
It's a simple procedure.
It's an outpatient. The two of you enter into the transporter room as our three new crew members all simultaneously appear on the transporter pad. The three of you see the captain. You may not know that he's the captain, but you all recognize him. And standing next to him is Doctor. Why don't you describe yourself?
Dr. McCall is, as I said, 6'4". She is a tall lady. Yes. She has not exactly the most expressive ridges, being a half breed, but they are fairly prominent. Maybe not as jagged as a pure breed would be. They're a little more smoothed with kind of a divot in its smooth. It's not perfectly rounded like Belana Torres is. In the middle of each groove would be like a jagged going forward. Just to show that is also supposed to be a way of telling where her bloodline comes from, is the different houses. So if anyone was familiar, they would recognize it as the Duras house. Genetics.
Honor!
Fine.
it's been hundreds and hundreds of years since what we know of the House of Dross, so who knows? But she would be pretty imposing looking, being so tall, and she's rather confident, unflappable, really.
Makosh gives a nod of solidarity of like, all right, I see you.
Yeah.
So, because I wasn't really paying attention when I described this guy, apparently in my new canon, welcome to my Star Trek, the command track is apparently blue now.
Oh,
because he's wearing blue velour.
that works.
We've been describing him that way for a while now.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Strike that. All those times he said blue, it was actually red. We're going to keep things traditional.
There we go.
I, however, am in blue.
He's like, oh, he just became even more like Zap Brannigan.
I mean, it's up to us. The 29th century is close enough to what they were showing established in some of the future, is that medical began to be differentiated from science with white.
Mm-hmm.
So since we are kind of, it's up to us if we wanted to distinguish the medical from the science with blue and white. But otherwise, I'm also blue. That's how medicine is.
Well, you're the doctor, so what would you like? Would you like blue or would you like the white?
Oh, a white shoulder might not be too bad. The all white I felt was like, geez, just the blood shows all over you.
Yeah,
it's like their blood's blue and their blood's green and their blood's red, and it's Jackson Pollock all over you. Like,
it's just a way to get a cool tie-dye uniform.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know the doctor had a bad day? It's like, good day, doctor. Well, yes, clearly my uniform is clean. Bad day, doctor. Yes. Do you want a hug? Absolutely not.
It's like, were you in surgery all day or did you go to Bonnaroo?
Oh, no, this is just jam. I think. Yeah. Just like.
Beautiful.
It's just some gas.
So I'm just going to take a brief second because we didn't really establish it with the other characters. You can go around and describe what your characters look like. So we'll keep with the same order just to keep things, uniform. Lieutenant Junior Grade, Rin, hit me up. What do you look like? I mean, clearly cosplaying, but...
Well, let's start with 5'10", so just a teensy bit taller than the captain.
Well, now he's 5'8".
He's just getting shorter.
So someone give him some like shoe platform things.
Platform shoes.
Yeah.
Gotta
Her
have
hair is
platform shoes.
immaculately pulled back into a clean bun. Uniform looks freshly pressed. Like, you could not get any more straight-laced than this person, basically. Trill markings, as you would expect. Very blue eyes, like light blue, like my contacts. Yeah, I guess that's what she looks like.
Awesome. Lieutenant Makosh?
Yeah. She, has the traditional, like, Cardassian neck ridges, the teardrop kind of ridge at the center of her forehead that she does have adorned with, like, a blue shadow every day. She does her makeup, and she does it well. She is equivalent to the 2016 makeup gurus of yore for her time period. Like, she's got a mulberry lip every day. She's got her winged eyeliner so well done. She's got her little spot of blue. Like, she has a cute little, like, keyhole in whatever uniform she's wearing to show off her, like, little teardrop that matches her forehead one at her chest. And that also has a little sparkle of blue in there. She's like, listen, we're ready to rock and roll. She's got a very nice widow's peak, dark, that almost black hair. She has the Morphe palette, like she's ready to fucking go. But her hair is like widow's peaked at the top and then just sleeked back and long down to about mid back for her.
Fantastic.
She's cool. I'm very into her.
I don't know. In my mind now, all I see is Vampirella as a Cardassian.
Oh my god!
And I'm just like, this is all I've ever wanted. Why didn't I know this?
Well, time to get out the old Photoshop.
Yeah, G9, if you want to prep yourself, I'll be sending you some reference images after the session.
That'd be super cool. I wonder if G9 would be able to do character art. That'd be awesome.
Hey, G9. Not that I'm going to volunteer you, but I'm going to volunteer you. We're going to commission you. Thanks.
And Lieutenant Commander Vetty.
All right. Lieutenant Commander Vetty, she's like kind of your standard Vulcan, although she stands at 5'2". And yeah, she's short. She also has the normal Vulcan eyebrows, but her hair is not the like one of the traditional Vulcan hairstyles where the bangs kind of make like a V or kind of straight. They're kind of swept off to the side, and her hair is kind of a little wild cut, and it's kind of short. I'm basically describing my hair, but if it was the dark black of a Vulcan. And she also has blue eyes.
I love that she was like, I'm not having a fuck ass bob. I'm not doing a bowl cut.
Yeah, like
I love it.
When the barber's a Telerex, like, you just get in, get out.
Yeah,
you just gotta go.
just gotta go.
Your hair is stupid. I will make it better.
Okay, I'm just.
No, you won't. Who said this wasn't her choice?
I like it. That Vulcan's out of control.
Yes.
She's on Rumspringer. Leave her alone.
Yeah. There's a lot more to this Vulcan than just being a Vulcan science officer.
All right. Cool. Pon far nothing. This is Vulcan Rumspringer. I love it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I bet he left me.
What have we done? So
as the doctor is what she is, I would say all Klingons upon learning about Vulcan mating would be like, I see you, I get you. They're just like, oh, that's so violent and aggressive, hot.
They're like, all right, we can hang.
Yeah.
Betty's just raising the one eyebrow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Now that's a concept I never want to not think about. I'm being like, hey, we get it.
We get it.
Oh my goodness. Hey, you know, if Klingons and Romulans can make it happen,
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah, technically Vulcans and Klingons can do it. If they ever
Finish the sentence.
More bits.
Hey!
All right. So now that y'all are in better lighting in a more stable situation, and you know information isn't coming at you super fast and everything. As I said, the captain's wearing like the future 29th century jumpsuit with the red arm sleeve, the red velour. Looks just like any other cookie cutter human. But like I said, now that you have a moment, you notice that there is one striking difference about him, and that is that he actually has black eyes. Not like the whole thing, but like his pupils and irises are black.
He's a betazoid.
He is a betazoid. And
wow, that makes the that interaction even more awkward now.
And so, what when you brought that up in the private chat, I was like, oh yep, yeah, that's gonna happen. We're gonna do more with the Betazoids.
Yay!
So, anywho,
As someone who is a major fan of Majel Barrett, and she did not get enough accolades during her time in Star Trek, I would love a Waxana episode. I could talk about Christine Chapel for millennia. I love her.
She is the only ship's computer.
She is the computer.
She is the computer. She is femputer.
She is my computer wife. Thank you.
Yes.
all right. So now that you are in the future, I think you were from different star dates throughout the area, but you were all from the same era. So you're all wearing the same uniforms, but Doctor's wearing the uniform that the captain is, just different color. He takes a look at you all and he says, "Welcome to the 29th century."
Thanks.
Surprising.
Quite a warm welcome.
He looks at the Doctor. You know I had to do it.
He says it's from something I do not know. He does it every time.
Oh, so it's a joke only he finds funny.
It's one of those outside jokes.
Of course.
It's not just me. Everybody who watched the show finds it funny.
Yes, he still watches ancient serials.
Oh, intriguing. You seem to explore, but again, as I've told you, your taste is rather lacking, dear. Darling
Maybe.
Captain? Must I call you Captain?
Yes.
It's kind of
to,
one of the
listen to
rules
Doctor.
that really hasn't changed around here. But first, let's get you to your quarters, get you into new uniforms. You feel free to keep your old ones. You may need them for reasons. But we will get you up to the that room. I'm spacing.
The bridge?
No, the other one. Picard's room.
The ready room?
Ready room. That's
Ready
the one.
room, yeah.
You can tell that I've had a long day and I'm getting tired.
Yes, and
Yes.
we get it. So while we're walking towards wherever, the Doctor would straight up just start like invading each of y'all's space. She'll pull out her tricorder, which will definitely look more advanced than anything y'all have ever used, of course. And she's going to be scanning you each, and then at some point with each of you, she will attempt to stick something in your mouth, which will look like it's going to be like a little round glass thing on a stick that is like glowing at the bottom. It seems to be sending readings to my tricorder, but she's going to attempt to put this thing in y'all's mouths.
Darling, take me to dinner first, please, before you begin to try to probe.
Oh no, you don't eat it.
No, dear. This is rather forward.
Oh, we don't do the thing where you stick it in the back anymore. That's very ancient.
Oh, I greatly appreciate that, but I still would rather you not put that anywhere near my orifices, if you would be so kind.
Oh. I've never had someone from the past be so upset with this. Is this a problem for either of you? And she'll approach.
Well, darling, you're just putting that in people's faces. You're not telling us what it's for.
I thought you were just like in disbelief, but you were just like, yeah, okay, let's do this.
Yep.
She's like, oh, if it helps, I will explain as I go, and she'll use it, and she'll just be like, unlike in traditional terms, I can check all of your vitals, etc. But I have to make sure that you have entered equilibrium with our timeline. Otherwise, your molecules will be shred apart.
Oh,
Quite
that sounds
interesting.
nasty.
I want to see this.
How are you feeling, little trill friend? How are you feeling?
Good. Excited. Nervous.
Doctor leans down low to make sure she's scanning just her symbiote.
Well, yes, dear, but you've just been swabbed. How do you feel after that?
Oh, nothing's changed.
But no, you're fine. You're not going to be ripped apart with your molecules. Just so reassuring.
Yeah,
Totally.
Fine.
Wink.
you're good.
Gotta have to wink.
I'm just gonna stand over here.
He like hides behind the doctor, like if anything happens, she'll protect you.
We're not gonna have any temporal explosions this time.
Not
This
biological
time.
ones, anyways.
Exactly.
This time. That's
So,
rather reassuring.
You've already
You
accepted
all-
this position.
you all get your quarters assigned to you, and you see that they are rather nice. The ship is small. It is not like a normal Starfleet vessel. I believe there's only 9 decks. But they did not skimp out on the rooms. They're not like submarine rooms or anything. They got nice beds, like very, very fancy replicators.
Are they temperature controlled?
They are.
Cool. I blast the fucking heat.
It's just hotter now in there. Well, I mean, that tracks for a Cardassian, so
It's hot and humid.
it's like jungle noises coming out of there.
Got a really nice tropical plant.
Right.
Mhm.
Even the tropical plants, like, dang. So after a while, you all reconvene in the ready room. This, however, looks like a run-of-the-mill ready room. It's just like next generation kind of, like it's got like that weird oval shaped table, very bland. And so you all are sitting there. You hear the captain come through, come off the turbo lift onto the bridge, and yeah, Mouse, you don't have to do it anymore. How do you like them
But
apples?
I'm good at it.
You are. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I'm so happy.
You
That
are
was
good at
that was unprepared. But the first time I did it for them, they were all just like, I
Yeah.
was like,
The stream literally stopped for like 10 minutes while we were all like, do it again.
Delightful. That's so lovely.
The captain comes into the ready room and sits down, and on the table itself, which looks very plain Jane or whatever, he starts like typing away, and in front of you, like the table lights up with like almost like a built-in pad, and
cool.
you see it's like the temporal accords. It's like, welcome to the Temporal Integrity Commission. And basically he just leans back. He's like, all right, this is the super boring part. This is where you train, you learn, you get to know all the ins and outs of what we do in the commission. Have no worries. You'll only have to do this once. I promise.
Of that, I have
Um,
no worries.
Can I get?
Well, dear, can you just time travel us to where we know all of this already?
If
Well,
only.
that has not happened yet.
Oh, yes, yes. I thought I would at least try.
You are handling the oddity of space travel with the greatest of ease.
Me time travel.
I mean, space travel, yes, we're
Yeah,
all
space
rather
travel.
familiar with space
Time
travel.
travel. Is exactly time travel.
I,
Yep.
I mean,
Thank you,
there are
Doctor.
several very well-known Cardassian epic poems that have touched on the sort of concept of time travel, so it really is no surprise to me. I mean, I'm sure that at least some of our scientists got to it before anyone else did, really.
Oh, surely.
1 and 2.
Sure. Let's go with that. Maybe at some point we'll get the chance to find out. As I said, what we do here is we ensure the integrity of the timeline. Surprise, surprise. It's right in the name. So it points throughout history. Sometimes people go back and try to change things, and we do not allow that. We go back and we stop that from happening or correct it. We do what needs to be done to maintain it, and we get all of our orders from the commission itself.
In recent history, we have just come to a point of peace involving time and time travel. There were temporal wars.
Ooh.
Wars
There
that
was-
are simultaneously still being fought and have not been fought yet.
Our work is
Wouldn't the outcome
complicated.
Wouldn't the
Intriguing.
outcome of such wars already be known, and thus it would not
Our
be worth fighting for?
Our existence is that as far as what we do and who we are and where the commission exists in time, it is complete. The accords have been made. But there are those who are not acknowledging the authority of those who made those accords.
So they need to be punished.
Precisely. We apprehend, we correct.
Well,
I just keep you from dying. And most importantly, I keep you from dying due to what time travel can do to our physiology. We will
does
be
seem rather
entering, yes, we will be entering many situations where not only traveling to a point in time will be dangerous, but leaving one sort of environment and entering immediately into another will come into play. You will find that your bodies are very resilient, but I will do my best to inject you and give you any medicines or technology that can help your bodies adjust to whatever means. But you will find that you will encounter species that in your time you have not even fathomed, and they can do things that you will not expect. There are shapeshifters even beyond that of what were they known as? The ones who ran, history says, the Dominion War.
oh yes. Oh,
But there are
more or
many
less
others
tourism.
that can do even more unbelievable things. But all in all, you will find that the most taxing part of your job will be figuring out what is the exact moment that we must be involved to limit how much our presence can also contaminate time. Anytime we are on a mission and it involves stopping something very specific or someone very specific, if we cause other things to happen that are not supposed to happen, once we have achieved our goal, we then also have to clean up our messes. It becomes a bigger job, the more mistakes we make. But they're going to happen. Oftentimes, we have to make a lot of mistakes to get the job done. Just try
And
not to die.
ultimately we aim to leave no trace of us ever having been there.
Yes. But if you must speak to someone, impact something, cause something to achieve your goal, it is not the end of time.
Oh, well, at least we have that to fall back on.
I have a question. I understand that we are attempting to ensure the integrity of the timeline to maintain it exactly as it happened.
As the Accords would want it to be respected to be.
In that case, I have two questions. And the first question is, let's say the current timeline contains wars, genocides, horrible things, exterminations. Are we attempting to preserve that despite people potentially going back to try and change the outcome?
If those wars, etc., came about by natural means, by cultural means, by any means that was not impacted by a time traveler, if whatever it is, no matter how terrible, be it a complete loss of life to a disease on a colony, which I have experienced in my time, or a war fought over something as menial as a small piece of land, if a time traveler from any time, any race, was the cause of it, then we would get involved. But if it was merely the ebb and flow of time for any species, for any life, we must, as the Prime Directive expects us to, and the Temporal Accords expect us to, we must not get involved, and we must not change.
This is my second question then. How do we know that by the Temporal Accords, how do we know which version of the timeline is the correct one?
And I would assume that's when the captain would push more buttons that make stuff show up on the screen.
Basically, the commission has decided this is what the timeline should be because we have to get it to this point.
Mm.
Okay.
So any kind of major deviation wouldn't get it to where you are right now.
And the doctor would like show one of the other like missions bleeped on the display, and she would select it and then do something that kind of turns it red to show that it was like a failure. And then as soon as she shows that mission was a failure, it would warp and schism into multiple other shoot offs to show that like if you do not bring it into line with the timeline as we need it to be, then it causes even more things we have to fix and becomes more than just one problem.
In a sense, time is a tree and we are the gardeners.
We must prune that which should not, and we should salve whatever can be healed.
Well,
Even
I believe I'll put
even with-
myself on pruning duty, if that's all right with everybody.
I would like to understand, however, the gardeners that choose what shape to prune the tree into. Every gardener that approaches the tree is going to choose a different shape. How do we know that this is the correct shape?
The doctor's going to kind of look as if she herself has a bit of a back and forth on that exact same thought of like who is to say, but she will kind of fix her face and the temporal accords were put in place with many cultures involved. The timeline that we preserve is one that is agreed upon. It came about that to end the temporal wars. The timeline that's being preserved meant preserving and ensuring all of those who signed into the Accords, their cultures, their empires, so that this timeline in no way was agreed upon in a means that anyone who was involved in those wars would not be able to, in their own right, without the use of time travel manipulation, continue their worlds, their cultures, their peoples. It was not perfect by any means, and certainly did not serve anyone more than anyone else. But we keep the Accords in a means of two things. We do not want to enter back into war, certainly not a time-traveling war. The technology that stemmed from that time has clearly been advanced even more so, as you can see, and she's gesturing to the ship. And we are not the only ones who continue developing it. We are a tool to preserve and keep peace. We are not a tool to cause more pain or problems for any culture or our own. We could very easily be sent back to a time when one of you is a child. You could be sent back to a time, should any of your families have also been involved in Starfleet, where you could encounter an ancestor or even a future offspring. You cannot be tempted to benefit them in any way because you could ultimately cause their undoing. We expect you to keep the Accords.
Understood.
Well said, Doctor. Thank you. Well, we only have a few other things to go over here, and we'll make sure that you're all set with all the things you'll need to know for your new job. And as he's speaking, in the middle of his sentence, there is a loud explosion, and the ship rocks. All of you kind of do the Captain Kirk.
Tumbling over the table.
And
Everybody go left.
red alert.
Oh, well, that's not good, is it?
Red alert comes on. Everything.
here we go.
The captain jumps up and runs out to the bridge. And that is where we're going to pause this campaign, end our episode for this evening. Thank you to these amazing players for joining us, and thank you to this awesome chat for coming and listening along and popping in your lovely commentary. We loved it all. I will be definitely needing many more roles next time, so remember to bring your chat commands because we are going to need those D20s. But thank you all very, very much. Let me bring up my calendar real quick. So next up is August 11th. That would be Sunday, 2 days from now. We are doing a one-shot that is actually going to be ran by the amazing Tofu Chipmunk. And it is a RPG that she has created herself.
Ooh.
So this is going to be a lot of fun.
Game testing.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we're going to test it out. So thank you all very much, and we will see you all next game. Bye, everybody.